Hello.
Hello, my friends.
Here we are on the A Noise Within stage, giddy with anticipation at the thought of being with all of you very, very soon. We are on the Alice set. As you recall, last year when we announced the season, we were on the same Alice set. But here we are again, and delighted to be with you very, very soon.
As always, it's rather strange to sit on stage here and hear my echo hitting the back wall, as opposed to having all of you out there being able to be a part of this experience, telling and hearing stories. And we cannot wait to have you back and to have all of us in the same room together. Given what we've all been through in the past year, one day things are a certain way, both the good, the bad, and the ugly, in terms of our reality, and the next day they are radically different. And how do we as human beings deal with that? People deal with it in different ways. Some thrive, some are challenged. All of us have been through so many things in this past year, and it seemed only natural that the theme of our 21-22 30th anniversary season would be They Shattered the Chrysalis. Each of these plays are about protagonists who either themselves have created extraordinary change, or that change has happened through their society or even the gods. And each of these plays has that extraordinary theme to it.
And before we get to the drum roll in the season, a couple of things. We have three of the directors that are directing this season who we are delighted will be sharing their thoughts on the plays they will be directing today. There will be 3 plays that are new, and there will be 2 plays that we're bringing back from the season that we originally announced. And finally, this is a very, very big year for A Noise Within. This is our 30th anniversary season. So with that, They Shattered the Chrysalis, A Noise Within 30th anniversary 21-22 season.
Do you want to give me a drum roll?
Drum roll.
First up this fall, Lisa Peterson and Dennis O'Hare's extraordinarily crafted An Iliad, based on Homer's The Iliad. Some of you, I hope, were able to see our filmed presentation with both Deborah Strang and myself playing the poets, and we are extraordinarily excited to be in the room with you and to be able to do this thing live. This play was meant to be live, and it is about rage and our addiction to it. It sounds extraordinarily dark, and parts of it are dark, but it's also very, very funny at times, and I think the overall experience is one that you really will value.
And very modern and very of the moment. Iliad will be followed by our commitment to the 10-play American Century Cycle of August Wilson, and we will be presenting his absolutely masterful 7 Guitars, directed by award-winning director Greg Daniels.
Also a wonderful actor, and he's also the artistic director of the wonderful company, The Lower Depth.
And he directed our production of Gem of the Ocean. So Greg, take it away.
Hi. I'm thrilled to be returning to A Noise Within this season to direct another August Wilson play, 7 Guitars. Many of you came out to see Gem of the Ocean, which was the first August Wilson we produced on our stages, and now we're coming back with 7 Guitars. It is the 5th play in August Wilson's Century Cycle. It was written in 1995, but it takes place in 1948 in the beloved Hill District of Pittsburgh. 4 men, 3 women, each of them have a song to sing, 7 variations on a blues theme of struggle, hope, ambition, and thwarted dreams. Our protagonist is Floyd Schoolboy Barton, a blues player who returns to Pittsburgh after some success in Chicago to reunite with the woman he loves. But of course, with August Wilson, it never goes quite what they feel. It's a beautiful play filled with all of his lyricism, all of the rhapsodies of his music. It's like a blues opera. I am thrilled to be directing this on their stages. We hope you'll come out and see 7 Guitars, by August Wilson.
Thank you, Greg, my friend. Fantastic. And next up in the spring, we open with Shakespeare's All's Well That Ends Well, a rarely produced comedy that has pretty much everything in it. It is being directed by our good friend, Nikki Dukas. We have known each other and loved each other for about 35 years. Nikki is not only a wonderful actress, she's also a wonderful director, and it's about time that we had her here to helm a production. So we'd love for Nikki to jump in here and talk a little bit about her passion for All's Well That Ends Well.
I am so thrilled to have the chance to share All's Well That Ends Well with the Noise Within audiences. It's one of my favorite Shakespeare plays. It's very rarely done. It's essentially a fairy tale about a king who is dying of an incurable disease, and a young woman comes to his court and says she can cure him, and in exchange she would like to be able to choose her own husband. Well, complications ensue when this young man has no interest in marrying her. And essentially the whole story is about the two sort of parallel journeys between these two young people as they aggressively and determinedly insist on their own life's journey and how they return to each other. And like all Shakespeare plays, it's just full of these amazing satellite characters, a sort of court jester role, fop, trusted advisors, a beautiful Italian maiden and her mother. But I think what I love most about the play is how hopeful and kind it is. It's sort of saying that these two young people, can't do it by themselves, that they do it with the help of those around them. But also that with time and patience and big hearts, we can learn to forgive each other. So it's very moving, but it's also hugely funny and truthful and exciting and surprising, like all great plays. So I look forward to seeing you there.
Beautiful, Nikki. Thank you. Next up is a play by a playwright we have long wanted to produce, Cuban playwright Nilo Cruz. We will be producing his poetic masterpiece, Anna in the Tropics, and it will be directed by Jonathan Munoz-Prue, our Director of Cultural Programming. Jonathan?
I'm so excited to be directing Nilo Cruz's Anna in the Tropics. This beautiful play follows a community of cigar factory workers on the factory floor as they welcome their new lector, who reads to them classic literature as they work. And I love how Nilo Cruz, the playwright, talks about these words floating through the air and into the ears and minds of the workers to transport them to other spaces and characters and lands. What I love about this play is that it juxtaposes such an elegant beauty, poetry, romance with a real visceral violence and urgency of all the drama in the play. I love also that the characters really celebrate and even romanticize the simplicity and the pause of smoking these cigars that they're rolling by hand. And it makes me reflect back on this past year of our own pandemic pause and the significance of stopping and simplicity and space. I think this play is a gorgeous sound bath of words. I think it's a romantic journey to Florida to spend some time with these characters from Cuba and to really marinate in themes of ritual and magic and community. So I look forward to sharing this story with you, and I can't wait for you to experience Nilo Cruz's Anna in the Tropics.
Thank you, Jonathan. That was fantastic.
And finally, we're going to close the season with a play that we had previously announced, Mary Zimmerman's Metamorphosis, based on the Ovid. Mary Zimmerman is someone that I absolutely admire. She created the production that we did of Argonautica a couple of seasons ago, and I think that her sensibilities are very much in keeping with A Noise Within's theatrical way of working. It is a beautiful piece that focuses on love and transformation and the power of love to change and what happens when love is not part of the equation. It is bold, it is theatrical. Water is a running theme and an agent of change, and there is literally a pool on stage. So where we are right now, in the spring, will be covered in water. And we're looking forward to producing this beautiful piece of theater.
Yes, and thank you, production team, for the strokes that you're going to have over the next few months as you try to put together a pool of water here without leaks.
And as we continue with the water metaphor here for a minute, we are so excited to be back here with you again, and we're not tiptoeing into our next season. We are really, because of your support and because of the value that you place on A Noise Within, we are really diving in boldly into the upcoming 21-22. They shattered the chrysalis season.
Well, we can't do it without you. There have been horrifying things happen in the last year. There have been thrilling things happening in the last year. But one of the things that this last year did for us was to once again infuse us with gratitude and appreciation for what you do with and for us. So we cannot wait to have you back in this building.
See you in the fall.
See you.